Southeast Asia is a region where beyond the popular resorts and tourist destinations lie striking corners filled with silence, natural beauty, and cultural identity. These are places where time seems to slow down and landscapes are revealed in ways that have hardly been touched by the hand of mass tourism. There are real treasures hidden among the dense jungles, ancient temples, secluded islands, and ethnic villages. This journey through Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, and Indonesia will reveal another side of the region, unreal, hidden, and truly mesmerizing. Ko Payam is a car-free island with unspoiled beaches and a 70s vibe. The island still lacks a full road infrastructure and can only be traveled by scooter or on foot. Its sandy beaches, surrounded by mangrove forests, remain virtually empty even in high season. The atmosphere is reminiscent of the hippie era, with bamboo bungalows and cafes playing music from the 60s and 70s. Electricity is intermittently supplied, giving the place even more seclusion. The locals actively protect nature by prohibiting the construction of large hotels. Dolphins and manatees can be seen close to the shore, as well as snorkeling off the coral reefs. Nan is a tranquil town with temples and traditional Thai culture. Nan is located in the northern part of Thailand and has long remained isolated from the rest of the country. The town is famous for the Wat Pu Min Temple, whose walls are decorated with unique Lanna-style wall paintings. These murals depict a Thai kiss scene that has become a cultural symbol of the region. Nana retains a measured rhythm of life, traditional wooden houses and evening markets with local food. In the surrounding area, there are rice paddies and mountain villages where you can learn about tribal life. An annual boat festival with colorful processions along the Nan River is held here. Khao Sok is a national park with ancient jungle and floating bungalows. The park is considered one of the oldest rainforests on the planet, dating back over 160 million years. It is home to rare animals including tapirs, gibbons, and even wild elephants. Cheo Lan Lake inside the park is striking with emerald water and limestone cliffs jutting into the sky. Floating eco-bungalows have been built on this lake where you can stay overnight. Rafflesia, the largest flower in the world, can be encountered while walking through the jungle. The area is popular for kayaking, trekking, and night safaris. Bang Krachao is Bangkok's green lung with gardens and markets. This district, despite its proximity to the center of the capital, has preserved vast jungle-like green areas. It is located in the bend of the Chao Phraya River and forms a natural oasis within the metropolis. There is almost no development, only bike paths, gardens, temples, and small houses. A popular spot is Sri Nakhon Khian Khan Park, where you can feed the fish and watch the birds. On weekends, the Talad Nam Bang Nam Pueng market is open, offering food and souvenirs from local farmers. Bang Krachao has been called one of Asia's best urban forests. Koh Kood is a quiet island with waterfalls and white beaches. Koh Kood is one of Thailand's most unspoiled large islands near the Cambodian border. It is known for its clean beaches, without mass tourism and noisy parties. Hidden inside the island are picturesque waterfalls such as Nam Tak Klong Chau, surrounded by rainforest. Local fishing villages have preserved the old way of life and wooden houses on stilts. The water here is crystal clear, which makes snorkeling particularly interesting. There are no chain hotels on the island, only family-run guest houses and eco-resorts. Khao Lak is a tranquil place for diving and relaxation. The resort stretches along the coast of the Andaman Sea and is surrounded by nature reserves. After the 2004 tsunami, Khao Lak was completely rebuilt and has now become an example of sustainable tourism. It is home to some of the best diving schools offering trips to the Similan Islands. The coastline is covered in soft golden sand, and pine and palm forests begin behind the beaches. Evenings in Khao Lak are relaxed with cozy restaurants by the sea or seafood markets. It is an ideal place for those looking for peace and nature away from the noisy resorts. Koh Noi is an island with traditional villages and rice paddies. Located between Phuket and Krabi, this island remains little known to tourists. It is home to Muslim fishing families who continue to live a traditional lifestyle. The island's landscapes include rice fields, coconut groves, and rolling hills overlooking Panga Bay. Cycling around the island allows you to see the daily life of the locals. Children play on the roads and women cook at the front door. On the shore, you can find secluded beaches overlooking karst cliffs. Tourism development here is controlled to preserve the ecology and culture. Phang Nga is a bay with limestone cliffs and caves. This bay is known for its fantastic landscapes. Vertical cliffs grow out of the water, creating a surreal view. The most famous point is James Bond Island, made famous after the filming of The Man with the Golden Gun. In addition to it, the bay has many caves and hidden lagoons that can be explored by kayak. Inside some of the caves, prehistoric drawings have been preserved. The area is also famous for the village of Pani, built on stilts just above the water. Satan is a province with beautiful islands and seascapes. Satan is located in the south of Thailand and borders Malaysia, giving the region a special multicultural atmosphere. The province is famous for the Taratau archipelago, part of a marine national park with crystal waters and rich marine life. Sea turtles can be seen on the islands, and the beaches are often empty even in high season. The area is dominated by Muslim villages where ancient ways of life have been preserved. Tourism is still underdeveloped, so nature remains almost untouched. The area is ideal for those who want to discover undiscovered Thailand. Phetchaburi is a city with historical temples and caves. The city has a long history and was an important center of a culture back in Ayutthaya's time. One of the main attractions is the hilltop Phranakon Kiri Palace, with panoramic views of the surrounding area. Nearby are the Khao Luang caves in which Buddhist altars are built. Sunlight streams in, creating an atmosphere of mysticism. The city is also famous for traditional Thai sweets, especially those made from coconut and palm sugar. Old wooden houses and quiet monasteries can be found on the streets. Phetchaburi remains little known to tourists, but is appreciated for its combination of history, nature, and authentic atmosphere. Phnom Sorsia is a famous sacred hill near Kampot, surrounded by legends and spiritual stories. On the slope are Buddhist temples, stupas, and several caves, each with its own name and symbolism. The caves are decorated with stalactites and Buddha statues, and some of them hide small altar halls. Locals believe that spirits inhabit the place, especially in the famous White Elephant Cave. Live monkeys are often found near the caves, giving the place a picturesque and wild atmosphere. The hill offers a panoramic view of the surrounding area, especially beautiful at sunset. Kempo is famous for its French colonial architecture, which has been preserved since the early 20th century. Narrow streets, buildings with arches and balconies create a sense of immersion in the past. The main pride of the region is the Kampot pepper, which is considered one of the best in the world. In the surrounding area, you can visit active pepper plantations and see the whole process of growing and drying. The Kampot River, which crosses the town, is popular for boat rides during sunset. The atmosphere in the town is relaxed, with waterfront cafes, antique stores, and art galleries. Kep was once an elite resort for French nobility, but is now known for its crab markets and seafood specialties. The local market cooks the famous Cambodia pepper crabs right by the water. The town has remnants of old villas and colonial mansions, partially overgrown with jungle. Kep Nature Park offers hiking trails through rolling hills overlooking the bay. A few minutes from the coast is Ko Payam, Rabbit Island, known for its beaches. The town itself remains quiet and relaxed with low-rise development and mangrove trees along the road edges. Phnom Sorsia is one of the oldest Hindu temples in Cambodia, built in the 7th century. It is located inside a limestone cave, which makes it particularly impressive. The temple is built of brick, and despite its age, many of the architectural details are well preserved. A staircase carved into the rock leads up to the cave, and bats can often be seen nearby. This place is seldom visited by tourists, thus maintaining an atmosphere of seclusion. The temple is dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva and is considered a spiritually significant place for the locals. Boker is a national park located on a mountain plateau with a cool climate. The park's main attraction is an abandoned French resort, including the Boker Palace Casino Hotel, built in the 1920s. The ruins of the hotel are shrouded in fog and often look like stills from a horror movie. The park also has waterfalls, a Buddhist pagoda, and a colonial temple. Wildlife, including monkeys and birds, can be found on the way to the summit. This place combines natural beauty and historical flavor. Ko Simlom is one of the most secluded and unspoiled islands in Cambodia. There are no roads, cars, or noisy parties here, just white sand, clear water, and palm trees. The island is ideal for snorkeling. Near the shore, there are coral reefs with colorful marine life. On Ko Samlom, you can stay in eco-friendly solar-powered bungalows. At night, you can see bioluminescence, the glow of plankton in the water. On some beaches, it remains a popular destination for those seeking peace, nature, and solitude. Rattanakoe is a mountainous province with wildlife and ethnic diversity. It is home to indigenous peoples, such as the Tompuan and Crow, who maintain traditional ways of life. The region is famous for its waterfalls, including Cha Ong and Katieng, surrounded by jungle. Ik Lam Lake, formed in the crater of a volcano, has a perfect circular shape and is considered sacred. Its proximity to the Laos border makes Rattanakoe a crossroads of cultures. Despite its remoteness, it is visited by explorers and travelers looking for undiscovered places. Mondulkiri is the largest by area, but the least populated province of Cambodia. The landscape here is different from the rest of the country. Green hills, pine forests, and a cool climate reminiscent of the mountainous regions of Vietnam. Elephant rescue projects are located here, where the animals do not work but live in a semi-wild state. Visitors can observe elephants in their natural environment, accompanied by local guides. The province is also famous for coffee. It is grown on high-altitude plantations. Mondulkiri remains a little-known gem of Cambodia, preserving unique natural and cultural features. Saint Manoram is the main town of Mondulkiri province, serving as the starting point for jungle adventures. From here, you can organize hikes to the Busra and Dakdam waterfalls, which are particularly spectacular during the rainy season. The town has a rustic character with simple markets and small cafes. Local agencies offer trekking tours with overnight stays in the jungle and an introduction to indigenous cultures. You can also find animal welfare and sustainable tourism. Pre Vieng is a rural province with an authentic atmosphere and historical heritage. Most of the population is rice farmers, and the fields here stretch to the horizon. Villages feature traditional houses on stilts, clay ovens, and scenes of daily peasant life. Among the sites are ancient temples left over from the Khmer Empire. The province is underdeveloped from a tourist point of view, but this is what gives it a special charm. Pre Vieng allows you to see Cambodia off the beaten track, as it was decades ago. Tum Kong Lo is a cave more than 7 kilometers long, through which an underground river flows. Inside, a whole ecosystem has formed with its own humidity and microclimate. Tourists cross the cave by boat, lighting the way with lanterns as there is absolute darkness inside. The walls of the cave are decorated with stalactites and stalagmites of fantastic shapes. In certain places, the ceiling reaches 100 meters in height, creating the feeling of an underground cathedral. According to legend, the cave is considered sacred and is guarded by water spirits. Phu Hin Boon is a national park famous for its karst landscapes, sky-high cliffs, and lush rainforests. These karst formations have taken millions of years to form and give the area a dramatic appearance. The park is home to rare species of animals, including gibbons, bears, and many birds. Its humid climate and high biodiversity make it an important conservation area. The Hin Bun River flows through gorges and canyons, creating scenic views. Local villages maintain a traditional way of life that has hardly changed over the past centuries. Shengkwang is a plateau famous for the mysterious Plain of Jugs, where hundreds of megalithic stone vessels are scattered. Some of them reach 3 meters in height and weigh more than a ton. Their origins remain unclear, with theories ranging from funerary urns to rice wine storage. The plateau was badly damaged during the Vietnam War, and the region is still undergoing demining. Despite this, the place is open to the public, and many areas are recognized as safe. Archaeological excavations continue, and the findings only add to the mystery of these ancient artifacts. Nong Kiao is a village located on the Nam U River and surrounded by limestone mountains, often shrouded in morning mist. It offers some of the most scenic views in Laos, especially from the top of Vadang Lookout Point. The village has retained its traditional way of life, with locals practicing fishing and farming. On the outskirts are caves where civilians hid during the war. Nong Kiao has become popular with travelers who prefer hiking and a peaceful atmosphere. Electricity and internet have only recently arrived here, emphasizing the remoteness of the place. Mongangoy is an isolated village accessible only by the Namu River, making it particularly secluded. Until the advent of electricity in 2013, residents lit their homes with kerosene lamps. In the neighborhood, you can find ancient caves that served as shelter during the American bombings. Tourism here is developed in an eco-friendly way. Bungalows made of bamboo, hiking through rice fields, and visits to neighboring villages. The local nature remains untouched. Dense forests, streams, and misty hills. Thanks to the absence of highways, the silence and natural rhythm of life is preserved here. Champasak is a historical region that is home to the Wat Phu Temple Complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The temple dates from the 10th to 12th centuries and was built during the Khmer Empire, long before Angkor. It is located at the foot of a sacred mountain, and its terraces rise up to an ancient sanctuary. Ruins of old palaces, monasteries, and columns remain in the neighborhood. The area is also known for its peaceful atmosphere, rice fields, and old colonial buildings. Pink dolphins can be seen on the Mekong near Champasak. Savanakhet is the second largest city in Laos, with a distinctly French colonial heritage. The streets of the center are decorated with buildings with arches, balconies, and shutters, many of which were built in the early 20th century. The city is home to the Thath In Hang Temple, considered one of Laos's sacred sites. Savanakhet is also the site of archaeological sites, including dinosaur remains. The National Museum houses finds including fossils, ancient coins, and ethnographic exhibits. The city remains an important cultural and commercial hub of southern Laos. Paksi is a major city in the south of the country, located at the confluence of the Mekong and Sedon rivers. It is the starting point for trips to the Balawan Plateau, famous for its coffee plantations and waterfalls. The French influence is felt in the architecture and street layout, especially in the Old Market area. The Golden Pagoda is in the center of town and overlooks the city and rivers. Paksi has many shops selling local coffee, spices, and textiles. It is an important transportation hub connecting southern Laos with Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Phan Don is an archipelago of more than 4,000 islands formed during the rainy season on the Mekong River. The largest of them, Don Dae, Don Con, and Don Con, are popular with travelers for their rustic lifestyle and natural beauty. The rare Irrawanda dolphins that inhabit these waters can be seen here. You can travel around the islands on foot or by bicycle, and in between by boat. The Lai Phai Falls, one of the most powerful waterfalls in Laos, is located on Don Con. The river here is so wide that the area resembles a huge lake with green patches of land. Hua Sai is a small border town in northern Laos, located opposite the Thai city of Chiang Khong. It is known as the starting point for river cruises on the Mekong to Luang Prabang. One of the most popular itineraries is a 2-day voyage with a stopover in Pak Beng. The city also serves as the gateway to the Golden Triangle, a region where the borders of Laos, Thailand, and Myanmar converge. Hua Sai is home to colorful markets, pagodas, and wooden houses overlooking the river. Tourism here develops at a leisurely pace, retaining the atmosphere of a border transit point. Sungai Lembing is a former mining town in Pahang State, once known for its deep tin mines. One of them reached a depth of over 700 meters, making it one of the deepest in the world. Today, there is a museum housed in the former mining office building that displays tools, documents, and photographs of the miners. The surrounding area is famous for its natural beauty, waterfalls, rainforests, and misty mornings on Panorama Hill. During British colonial rule, Sungai Lembing was considered a thriving industrial center. After the closure of the mines in the 1980s, the town became a quiet place that attracts tourists for its history and nature. Bujang Valley is an archaeological area in Kedah State that is considered the oldest evidence of Hinduism and Buddhism in Southeast Asia. More than 50 archaeological sites have been discovered in the valley, including ruins of Hindu temples known as Chandi. The oldest finds date back to the 3rd century AD, indicating the existence of an early Malay kingdom. There is a museum on the site that features ceramics, bronze artifacts, and ancient coins. The area is close to the coast, which made it an important trading center in ancient times. The valley is still being studied by archaeologists, as much remains undiscovered. Guacharas is a limestone cave located in Pahang State, about 25 kilometers from Kuantan City. Inside the cave are both Hindu and Buddhist shrines, including a large statue of a reclining Buddha. This sculpture, carved directly into the rock, is about 9 meters long and attracts pilgrims from all over the country. The cave is surrounded by rainforest and hidden amongst the hills, creating an atmosphere of seclusion. Local legends give this place a mystical halo, linking it to ancient saints. The entrance to the cave is via a steep staircase, and the interior is cool and semi-dark. Panorama Hill is a hill near Sungai Lembing, famous for its sunrises over a sea of mist. The climb takes about 30–40 minutes and is especially popular with locals and tourists in the early morning. On clear days, the summit offers panoramic views of the rainforests surrounding the valley. The mist drifting across the treetops makes it seem as if the hills are floating in the clouds. The place is considered one of the best for amateur nature photography in Malaysia. There are exotic birds and small mammals around the hill, making it also attractive to naturalists. Kuala Selangor is a city in the state of Selangor, known for its population of fireflies along the Selangor River. These insects flicker synchronously at night on the mangrove trees, creating a mesmerizing sight. Next to the river is the historic Melawati Fort, built in the late 18th century by the Sultan of Selangor. The fort overlooks the mouth of the river and the Strait of Malacca. The city has preserved old colonial buildings and mosques, giving it a historical flavor. The nearby markets offer fresh seafood, especially local prawns and crabs. Kuala Kangsar is the royal city of Perak State and is the seat of the Sultan. One of the main attractions is the Ubaidiyah Mosque, built in 1917 in the Moorish Renaissance style with golden domes. The city is also home to the Istana Kenangan Palace, made of wood without a single nail. Kuala Kangsar is considered a cultural center where traditional crafts such as rattan weaving and Chris dagger making are developed. Malaysia's first English language school, Malay College, was founded in the city. Kuala Terengganu is the administrative center of Terengganu State, located on the shores of the South China Sea. The city is famous for the floating crystal mosque, built of glass and steel, which is reflected in the water, creating a unique look. The old town is home to Chinatown with colorful buildings, markets, and temples. One cultural attraction is the Islamic Heritage Museum, one of the largest in Southeast Asia. Batik and songket, traditional hand-woven Malay fabrics, can be found in the local markets. Kuala Terengganu hosts an annual seaboat festival, reflecting the rich maritime culture of the region. Tasik Kenyer is the largest man-made lake in Southeast Asia, created by the construction of a hydroelectric power plant in Terengganu State. The lake encompasses more than 260 islands that were formerly hilltops. It is surrounded by tropical jungle, home to tigers, leopards, elephants, and rare birds. Some of the islands are home to fishing villages that have preserved their traditional way of life. The lake is also used for ecotourism, boating, camping, and wildlife watching. The water in the lake is clear, and the views at sunset make it popular with photographers and naturalists. Kuala Perlis is a small coastal town in the state of Perlis. Famous for its harbor and sunsets over the Andaman Sea, it is an important departure point to Langkawi Island with regular ferries. Along the waterfront are restaurants specializing in fresh seafood dishes, such as grilled rays and spicy squid. The town retains the atmosphere of an old fishing village with wooden houses on stilts. At low tide, you can see mangroves and crabs scurrying through the silt. The local mosque, built right on the water, becomes especially picturesque at high tide. Kuala Lumpur is the former capital of the state of Pahang until 1953, which retains colonial-style architecture. The city has many buildings dating back to British rule, including official residences and a railroad station. The main attraction is the former British administrator's house, surrounded by a garden overlooking the river. Kuala Lumpur was the birthplace of Malaysia's first Prime Minister, Tun Abdul Rahman. The city is surrounded by hills and rivers, making it attractive for trekking and boat trips. Due to its rich history, Kuala Lumpur remains a quiet but significant cultural center of the region. Tanah Toraja, located in the mountains of South Sulawesi, Tanah Toraja is known for its unique funeral traditions. The locals, the Toraja, conduct elaborate and expensive funeral ceremonies that can last several days and include buffalo sacrifices. The deceased are often kept in homes for months or even years before the funeral is held, considered sick rather than dead. Burials take place in caves or on cliffs where wooden figures called tau tau are placed to represent the dead. A Manen ritual is held annually, during which the bodies are removed, cleaned, and changed. These traditions attract tourists interested in the culture and history of the region. Gunung Lusur National Park in northern Sumatra is one of the last refuges for Sumatran orangutans. The park encompasses vast rainforests that are home to various species of animals, including tigers, elephants, and rhinos. Buki Lawang Village, located on the eastern border of the park, operates an orangutan rehabilitation center. This center helps return orangutans to the wild after being rescued from captivity. The park is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site due to its biodiversity. Visitors can trek through the jungle and observe wildlife in its natural habitat. Komodo National Park, located between the islands of Sumbawa and Flores, is famous for its inhabitants, the Komodo varanas. These largest lizards in the world can reach lengths of up to 3 meters and weigh up to 70 kilograms. The park also includes rich coral reefs that attract divers from all over the world. The park's waters are inhabited by a variety of marine life, including mantas, sharks, and sea turtles. The park's islands offer picturesque scenery with rolling hills and pink sand beaches. Visiting the park requires safety precautions due to the presence of wild varans. The Wakatobi Archipelago in southeastern Sulawesi consists of 4 main islands: Wangi-Wangi, Kalidupa, Tomia, and Binonga. The region is recognized as one of the best diving destinations due to its wealth of coral reefs and marine life. There are more than 750 species of coral and about 942 species of fish. The archipelago is part of the Wakatobi Marine National Park, established to protect marine ecosystems. The locals, known as Bajau sea nomads, live in harmony with the sea, preserving their traditional way of life. Tourism in the region is developing steadily, with a focus on conservation of nature and culture. The Banda Islands, located in the Malacca Sea, are known for their history as a center of trade in spices, especially nutmeg. In the 17th century, they were the object of a struggle between European colonial powers. The islands have preserved colonial buildings and forts, testifying to their rich historical heritage. The nature of the islands is spectacular, with volcanic landscapes, coral reefs, and crystal clear waters. Banda attracts divers and historians interested in the colonial era. Access to the islands is limited, which helps to preserve their uniqueness and natural beauty. The island of Flores in eastern Indonesia is known for its volcanoes, including the famous Kelimutu with its three colorful crater lakes. The colors of the lakes change over time due to chemical reactions, making them a unique natural phenomenon. The island is home to traditional villages where the inhabitants preserve ancient customs and architecture. Flores is also the starting point for visiting the islands of Komodo and Rinca. The island's landscapes are varied, from mountain ranges to black and white sand beaches. Tourism development is improving infrastructure while preserving cultural heritage. The island of Sumba, located southeast of Bali, retains a unique culture and a tradition. The locals practice the animistic religion of Marapu and hold the Pasola Festival, a ritual horse race with spear throwing. The island is known for its sandals, small horses used in agriculture and ceremonies. Sumba also attracts tourists with its beaches and luxury eco-resorts such as the Nihi Sumba, recognized as one of the best hotels in the world. Tourism boosts the local economy and preserves cultural heritage. The island remains relatively untouched, offering a unique experience for travelers. Jayantarapura, the capital of Papua Province, serves as a gateway to the rich culture and nature of the region. The city sits on the shores of Usujaya Bay, surrounded by mountains and rainforests. Here you can experience traditional crafts such as the making of noken bags, recognized by UNESCO as cultural heritage. Noken are knitted or woven bags used to carry various items and symbolize Papuan unity and identity. Jayantarapura is also a starting point for traveling to remote areas of Papua, including Lake Sentani and the Jaya Mountains. The city combines modern amenities with a rich cultural heritage. Kalimantan is the Indonesian part of the island of Borneo, covered in dense tropical forests and crisscrossed by numerous rivers. The region is known for its biodiversity, including orangutans, rhinos, and a variety of bird species. Rivers such as the Mahakam and Barito serve as major transportation arteries, linking remote villages and towns. Local people, including Dayak tribes, maintain traditional lifestyles including woodcarving and tattoos. Ecotourism is on the rise, offering travelers the opportunity to explore the jungle and experience indigenous cultures. Bunaken Island, located off the northern coast of Sulawesi, is part of the Bunaken Marine National Park. The park covers an area of about 800 mequini, of which 97% is marine, including coral reefs and marine ecosystems. It is home to about 390 species of coral and more than 3,000 species of fish, making it a popular diving and snorkeling destination. A special feature of the park are vertical coral walls up to 50 meters deep, inhabited by a variety of marine organisms. The park also includes the islands of Manado Tua, Mantahaga, Nain, and Siladen, each offering unique natural and cultural attractions. Each of these points on the map is more than just a place. They are the living breath of the land, its history, its culture, its people. They escape mass attention, but they offer the most precious things: authentic experiences and a silence in which the voices of nature and antiquity can be heard. Exploring the hidden corners of Southeast Asia, you can feel how deep and multi-layered this region is, and how much of it is still undiscovered. And sometimes it's places like this that stay in your memory forever.